back in 2022, Nextech spun out one of its most promising subsidiaries called ARway as an independent public company. But sometimes things come full circle. Now, CEO Evan Gappelberg has made a consolidation, and he's here to tell us all about it himself. Evan, welcome back to our program.
Thank you. Great to be back.
Well, give us, the details of what this means and enables Nextech with going forward.
Sure. I mean, for us, this is the most exciting moment for our company. By acquiring ARway, Nextech is not just consolidating cutting-edge technology, we're also adding $1.2 million in annual revenue with a massive 95% gross profit margin. That's almost pure profit flowing into Nextech, and it directly supports our growth trajectory and our bottom line. At first glance, 3D modeling and the event technology may look like two very different industries, but when you drill down, they're kind of united by a common foundation of technology, which is AI, 3D, and immersive experiences. The 3D modeling business is pretty straightforward. 3D models really power e-commerce visualization with photorealistic AI-generated models. The event tech business, MapD and ARway have tools like interactive floor plans that are 3D, ticketing, mobile apps, which include augmented reality navigation, which is similar to what we have with the 3D modeling, augmented reality, see the 3D model in your space. All of these things, if you think about it, they all are connected by this red thread of 3D visualization and AI-powered automation. And that's really the heart of what Nextech does, and that's really the heart of our technology. Together, they serve the same market need, digital transformation of physical experiences. And if you think about the future, when everybody is going to be wearing a pair of AR and AI glasses, whether it's Meta's or Apple's or Google's, they're going to need to see things in 3D. And everything we do at Nextech, including our event business, including our 3D modeling business, it's all 3D. So in the end, they actually work very, very well together.
Well, are you already seeing, the opportunity to service the same customer base, or will you be building towards that between the two businesses?
The customer bases are pretty distinct, but there's definitely some crossover opportunities. The event business has large companies that potentially have some needs for 3D models, and it could go the other way as well.
Well, give us details about how this flips the picture for your bottom line moving forward.
It's quite frankly transformative. High margin, recurring revenues. ARway, the MapD part of ARway has been around since 2011, so it's going to have its 15-year anniversary. It has a 96% repeat customer rate, so the revenues are stable. And the growth is now starting to scale as we introduce more and more new products and features onto that platform, including ticketing and registration. And that's going to open up new revenue streams in the event industry, in the retail, healthcare, and education. When you pair those numbers together with our AI-powered 3D modeling business and our augmented reality navigation, what you end up with is a highly efficient, scalable business positioned for explosive growth in 2026 and beyond.
Well, it's interesting because the last time we had you here, we mostly focused on your 3D modeling business. Now we're talking here about your event tech stack. If we kind of move on back to 3D modeling, can you talk to us about the growth path so far? What kind of, I would say, revenue opportunities have you added recently?
Yeah, our 3D modeling business is quite interesting and quite dynamic. We are pioneers in the space. Going back to 2018, we began our journey into 3D. And we landed Amazon along the way back in 2023, which we thought was top of the mountain. We produced over 100,000 3D models for Amazon, generating 5 million plus in revenue, but that business ended at the end of 2024. And so as we went into 2025, it was kind of new uncharted territory for us. And we had worked very, very hard on our AI technology and trying to create 3D models using AI. And the miracle happened where the AI actually started to do things that it could not do previously. So currently we have the lowest cost production of photorealistic 3D models for e-commerce anywhere. And that allows us to essentially undercut every player in the market. The only competitors really are AI companies, but because we offer white glove service, it makes us very, very unique. We have a tremendous amount of experience that just an AI platform can't compete with. So we're very customer centric in everything we do, and it's allowing us to land some major, major contracts. We've already announced one major contract where we've delivered our first 2,500 3D models in just a short week's time, which is unheard of before. That it used to take us a month. We're seeing volume start to ramp up in Q3, and then we think it will accelerate rapidly in Q4 and throughout 2026 into literally millions of dollars of revenue. We're also in active discussions with another extremely large customer currently running a test batch of 3D models for them. We're aligning on pricing and delivery. I'm confident that we will be able to get a deal signed with them in the coming weeks. And so what that means is that these companies that we're signing deals with, they're not one and done. They basically are aggregators where they're bringing all the large manufacturers of products, from beauty products to toys to kitchen and bath to furniture. It's the whole spectrum of e-commerce. So these companies that are now using Nextech's 3D modeling technology have tried to in-house create 3D models, and they realize they just can't scale. It's the same problem everybody else has in the industry. They find their way to Nextech, and of course we say we can scale, and we end up coming to a meeting of the minds and becoming their partner. And we think that in end of 2025, because it takes a little bit to get this ramped up, as we roll into 2026, that there's just going to be a massive explosion in our 3D modeling business in terms of demand. And we actually see a new chapter being written with Nextech, and the chapter is a massive growth chapter for our 3D modeling business and the event business as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially during a time when, we're hearing things in mainstream media about an AI bubble. Could it pop? What do you want investors to know, especially because you're obviously in the space, have been for years, before ChatGPT became such a big thing. What do you want people to know as, patience is important?
Yeah, I mean, the AI bubble is kind of laughable because we're really only in the first inning of AI. I mean, sure, it's possible that some stocks that go up every day for, a month become bubblicious, but that's not Nextech. It's not relevant to us. I mean, our stock is extremely depressed and undervalued, in my opinion. Our total market cap is under $20 million Canadian, which is, very, very low. I am the single largest shareholder in Nextech. I own almost 30 million shares, and I am not selling. So, from my perspective, this is just the beginning of the AI mega trend. And from our standpoint as a company, it's just the beginning of our 3D model production journey, where before everything was manual. We had a massive journey. It was quite painful, actually, to make all the 3D models that we made in the past, over 100,000 manually. But with AI, we could make millions of 3D models and it won't be painful. It'll be profitable, extremely profitable, because AI is doing most of the work. What we will offer that'll be manual will be white glove service, a customer first approach. And that's actually what customers want, at least the bigger customers, and the small ones too, but they are more driven towards price. Our goal is, and I think we are now, the number one powered 3D modeling agency, the number one, I should say, AI powered 3D modeling company with massive scalability ahead.
Well, listen, Evan, it's always a pleasure to see you, and hopefully we'll have you back for another update.
Thank you.
All right, that's Evan Gappelberg of Nextech3D.ai. You can find trigger symbols below, and of course, go to CEO.CA to understand what people are saying about the stock. Thanks for watching.